Alright, let's head out. We have our work cut out for us. First order of business is to prove somehow that Saren was involved with that whole Eden Prime disaster and get him booted out of the Spectres, because that dude is bad news.
That guy's up to something.
What guy?
The one over by the Keeper.
What? Oh, no, I wasn't. Never mind. Yes, is there something you want?
Why are you so interested in the Keepers?
Keepers? I've got no interest in the
Don't get coy. I know what I saw.
I'm not so sure I should be talking to you about this.
We're just talking. Is there something wrong with that?
No. I guess it wouldn't hurt to tell you. I'm using a small scanner to gather readings on the Keepers. So far I've had mixed results. I find it difficult to get near the creatures.
Why were you being so secretive about it, though?
Well, technically we're not supposed to disturb the Keepers. I don't really think my scanning disturbs them, but the authorities might disagree. I'd like to do it more openly, but it's not really worth getting arrested over.
I could help you out. I'm not worried about the authorities.
I don't even know who you are.
I'm Commander Shepard with the Alliance military.
Well, I suppose I could use the help. You'll need this. It's the scanning device I developed. Activate it each time you see a Keeper. All collected data will automatically upload to my database. I'll even send a few credits your way for each unique scan.
What are you doing with the data once you've scanned it?
Trying to learn whatever I can about the Keepers. We see them working everywhere, yet we know so little about them. I'm a scientist. I want to know what makes them tick.
I should get going then.
Yes, I have much work myself. So long, and good luck with the scanning.
Now, while we're going about our Saren investigation, there's plenty of other stuff we can do, namely scanning the Keepers. Anyone who's played Mass Effect, remember this. For those of you that consider this entire section of the game maybe boring or tedious, I would challenge you, not just because I want you to watch my video, of course. Notice it is a really long video. But for your own personal benefit, to sit back and let this play out kind of like a movie. This is, apart from the rest of the game, an opportunity to really become immersed in the game world. This is where you can become familiar with all the different species and alien races, all right? Their histories, their cultures, their character, how they interact with one another, and how all the major players in the game operate.
Don't be ridiculous. The Volus won't be joining the Council for years.
I'm not so sure. The humans are making a strong push, and you can bet the Volus will be right on their...
Like that right there, simple eavesdropping, you get some insight into, the politics and stuff like that, and you piece all that together, and it starts to paint a really pretty picture, and it really breathes life into the Mass Effect universe. And I think that's why this section of the game is probably the most important. And when you bypass this, you really cheat yourself of about 80% of the game experience, because this puts everything else you do into perspective, is getting a solid foundation for exactly what's going on in the Mass Effect world. Alright, so, like I say, it may be a long video, but if you can suffer with me and sit back and just enjoy it as for what it is, let it play out kind of like a movie, I think maybe you can see this from a different perspective. At least I hope so. And that this will make the game experience better overall for you. I would hope so. Anyway, first stop is Cora's Den. We need to go find this dude Harkin. Alright, he's an ex-CSEC. And notice we've got company. They were expecting us. Assassins. This is actually the first real taste of combat. Eden Prime was definitely a tutorial section. And I guess you could call this tutorial section also. But notice these guys have some resistances and stuff like that. Insanity difficulty is really unforgiving. It really is. This is back when the hardest difficulty settings on games were actually hard. It can be brutal, especially starting with the character from scratch, because until you actually get some equipment that you can really fight with, the balance is definitely against you early on. There are people that have got stuff that you don't have yet, and some enemies will just one-shot you. I mean, it's brutal sometimes. But finding a way to balance the game a little bit back more in your favor, finding squad combinations and which abilities work best with each other and stuff like that. is one of the challenges of the game, and I love it. So not just from a story perspective, but from a combat perspective also, this game is rewarding. I mean, it's enriching. The more footwork you put in, the more attention you pay, the more you allow yourself to become immersed in the game world,
I'm okay.
the more immersed you'll be.
patched up.
Like I say, you know, the voice acting is impeccable. The storytelling is amazing. I love the artwork, the airbrush design on everything, right? But then on top of that, the combat is well thought out. It's balanced really well. Although, admittedly, on Insanity at lower levels, it can be kind of brutal. Yeah, I may scream unfair every once in a while. Yeah, you may see me throw my controller once or twice.
Back off, Rex. Fist told us to take you down if you showed up. What are you waiting for? I'm standing right here. This is Fist's only chance. If he's smart, he'll take it. He's not coming out, Rex. End of story. This story is just beginning. Out of my way, humans. I have no quarrel with you.
What was that all about?
Who knows? Let's just try not to get caught in the middle.
Man, Rex is no bullshit. That's our first sight that we get of him, and it says a lot.
The back rooms are private, reserved for Fist and his friends.
Who's Fist?
He owns this club, but the customers have to stay out front.
What did that other Krogan want? Rex.
Personal matter.
Not real chatty, is he?
Goodbye.
Enjoy the club.
All right, so this is a bit of an underground club. Kind of a seedy joint. There's Harkin.
Hey there, sweetheart. You looking for some fun? 'Cause I gotta say, that soldier get-up looks real good on that body of yours. Why don't you sit your sweet little ass down beside old Harkin? Have a drink. We'll see where this goes.
I'd rather drink a cup of acid after chewing on a razor blade.
Weak.
Trying to hurt my feelings? You gotta do better than that. After 20 years with C-Sec, I've been called every name in the book, princess.
Call me princess again and you'll be picking your teeth up off the floor. Now tell me where Garris is.
Okay, just relax. Garris, you say? You must be one of Anderson's crew. Poor bastard still trying to bring Saren down, huh? I know where Garris is, but you gotta tell me something first. Did the captain let you in on his big secret?
Just tell me where Garris is before this gets ugly.
But it's all related, don't you see? The captain used to be a Spectre. Didn't know that, did you? It was all very hush-hush. The first human ever given that honor, and then he blew it. Screwed up his mission so bad they kicked him out. Of course, he blames Saren. Says the Turians set him up.
Why should I believe a drunk like you?
Fine, ask Anderson. I bet he tells you. He's too stupid and proud to lie right to your face.
Just tell me where Garris went.
Garris was sniffing around Dr. Michelle's office. She runs the med clinic on the other side of the wards. Last I heard, he was going back there.
What's it like working for C-Sec?
You mean, what was it like? The executors suspended me without pay. Recurring violations. C-Sec was keeping a file on me. Can you believe that? Every mistake I ever made went into the books. Get a little rough with a suspect, note in the file. Have a couple of drinks on duty, note in the file. Skim a couple of credits off a drug bust, note in the file. It's a goddamn witch hunt.
You get off easy if you ask me.
What the hell do you know? Working for C-Sec isn't like being a Marine. People get pissed off if we shoot somebody. Investigations, inquiries, rules, regulations. Every day I plow through enough red tape to choke a rhino. That's how you gotta be to do this job. So don't talk to me about right and wrong. You soldiers got it easy.
You need to look in a mirror. Sober up and take some responsibility for yourself.
Save your sermons. This ain't no church.
I'm out of here.
Yeah, good. Go. Let me drink in peace.
What a piece of crap. Got a lot to say about that dude. And he's one of Udina's contacts? Interesting. No wonder Anderson hates him.
Commander. What do you want?
What's bothering you, General?
I've seen a lot of horrible things in my days, and there's only one woman in this damn galaxy that helps me forget it.
So if you feel that way, then why spread lies about her?
'Cause she rejected me! Me! Septimus Oraka, General of the Turian Fleet!
Some general. What kind of example are you to your troops?
The troops can kiss my leathery backside. All I wanted was to retire and be with her. Look, kid, I appreciate what you're trying to do, but don't waste your time.
You need to start acting like a general if you want to beat this.
I spent all my life acting like a general, and what did it get me? Huh? No, those days are over. I'll just be what I am. A tired, lonely, worn-out soldier.
You're a damn general. Quit your whining.
Ha! You got balls, kid. There are only 5 people in this damn galaxy who talk to me like that.
Only
So
5?
you think it's that easy? Just straighten up and act like a general?
I don't think it could hurt.
Huh. Maybe you're right, Commander. Sha'ira's worth the effort. Even if she won't have me back.
Now get up and get moving, General.
All right. I'll go to her. After I've had a cold shower or 2. Say, you're a bright kid. Would you be interested in earning a few extra credits?
What do you want me to do?
There's an Elcor diplomat out there who believes Sha'ira gave up his secrets.
Why does he think that?
Because I told him. Look, I just need you to convince him of the truth.
Why can't you tell him yourself?
Well, the last time he saw me, I was disparaging his ancestors and shouting his secrets in public. Take this datapad. It shows where I got my info. It will exonerate Sha'ira and convince the Elcor.
Who am I taking it to, and where is he?
His name is Zoltan. He's an Elcor diplomat. He's over in the embassies complaining about Sha'ira. Well, here's to soldiers acting like soldiers. Thanks, Commander. You know, you might make a good general yourself one day.
Hard to imagine a general
Awesome.
like that getting so upset about a woman.
That's because you don't understand women, Kitty.
It's probably true. Yeah, that is awesome. Okay.
Business here, but not with you.
So you got this Turian general who, aside from all self-respect that he might have, is just gone, and he's been talking about this poor Elcor elephant dude's mama in public, and slandering the essentially the head madame of the local whorehouse. They can dress it up as fancy as they want to. That's the bottom line there. And of course, you know, you don't mess with that kind of woman. Not in the sight of all these people who might avail themselves of her services.
Why didn't Captain Anderson tell us
Oh
he has to
man,
be a Spectre?
that's funny.
Maybe it's not true. Harkin's an ass. Bet he's just messing with our heads.
You're probably right. Still, I'd like to hear what the captain...
We might ask the captain about all that. 'Cause there hasn't been a human Spectre, at least as far as anyone knows. It's probably a half-truth. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep my eye out for the keepers as we go along and try to do these side quests as we go also.
Hello there. Welcome to Moorland's famous shop. You want many good supplies, yes?
Let me see what you have.
Oh, you will be pleased, I think. Very good things I have. You will see.
Let's see if he has any licenses. That's what I'm interested in. I don't really have money for anything else right now. So, he does. And I can't afford the next upgrades. Damn. That would be nice. Extra grenade, metagel, definitely come in handy. I guess it's going to have to wait. Wait till I can go on a mission and get some stuff actually worth selling. This tier 1 and tier 2 stuff isn't It's not even worth 100 credits. It's more useful to break down into metagel and... Oh, no. Oh, this guy. Ah, yeah. Conrad Verner. If you're familiar with the Adoring fan...
Oh, it's you.
This guy's for you.
You're Commander Shepard, the hero of Eden Prime. I am so honored to meet you.
Do I know you?
No, I'm just a fan. One of your biggest fans, actually. My name is Conrad. Conrad Verner. They say you killed more than 100 Geth on Eden Prime.
They say a lot of things. I was too busy killing them to count.
Hey, I know you're probably busy, but, do you have time for a quick autograph?
Here you go.
Thanks. I really appreciate it. My wife is going to be so impressed. I'll let you get back to work. But next time you're on Earth, I'd love to buy you a drink. Thanks again!
Go home to your wife, Conrad. Stop being such a fan. It's a fanboy for real. Oh, maybe he has some licenses.
Hello, Earth Clan. No doubt you've just come back from the colonies. Will you be needing supplies?
What colonies are you talking about?
Oh, my mistake, Earth Clan. I assumed... It doesn't matter. Pharaohs? Noveria? Well, if you haven't heard of them yet, I'm sure you will soon. But it doesn't matter where you hail from. My goods are available to all.
What can you tell me about Noveria?
The corporate capital of the Attican Traverse. Very cold. Very snowy. I don't get too many clients from there. They all have their own private suppliers.
I'd like to know more about Pharos.
It's an old Prothean world. Their buildings still litter the surface. The humans aren't the first to colonize it, but they are the most recent. I just realized I haven't heard from my contact on that planet for some time. Ah, well, I'm sure he's fine.
Show me what you got.
Most excellent. I am sure you will find something pleasing.
Let's see. Got any licenses? Already into rank 6 armor, huh? Well, that's kind of cool. Rank 7 is where you start getting extra upgrade slots. I'm definitely looking forward to that. It makes a huge difference. Alright.
I don't think you bought this here.
Something noteworthy about the Keepers is as you run around finding them, you will pass through hidden checkpoints where you might overhear something, you know, like eavesdrop on a conversation or talk to somebody in dialogue, or maybe overhear a news report in an elevator ride, and it will unlock quests on other planets as you go explore the universe later.
Excuse me, Commander Shepard! I'm Emily Wong. I'm an investigative journalist working here on the Citadel. Could I have a moment of your time?
What do you need?
I've been hunting for evidence of corruption and organized crime on the Citadel, but there are places I can't go. I was hoping you might share anything you find during your own investigation. I can make it worth your time.
You gotta have access to better sources. Why contact me?
I'm using every source I can find, but I think I've got a better shot with you. I've read your file. If anyone is going to uncover corruption here, it's the hero of the Skillian Blitz.
How do you know I'm investigating anything here on the Citadel?
I'm a good journalist, Commander Shepard. Word gets around.
How do you know that my investigation is gonna uncover anything you need?
You wouldn't be investigating if it weren't big. And if it's big, it's something I'd like to hear about.
No promises, but if I find anything relating to your case, I'll inform you.
Thank you, Commander. You won't regret it.
One challenge to running into all these little side quests is remembering to go back and follow through with them all. Try to make sure to do that. Like I said, I'll try to be as thorough as I can here. And try to just kind of flow through it as naturally as possible to let it play out. It's kind of like a movie, almost, really. With a little bit of action kind of peppered in here and there. Gotta love the club music. I could almost dance to this, and I dance worse than Shepard. Honestly, I just don't dance. Never mind. Dance and me don't belong in the same sentence, to be honest. There's a keeper.
I think somebody rigged this machine to funnel credits through the system. Let me trace the signal.
Like I say, finding all of these keepers will allow us to come across all these little things. Like that unlocks a little side quest here on the Citadel. Apparently somebody's funneling credits illegally from the gambling machines here. Oh, by the way, the key to this game is essentially if it's odd, then you press triangle or even, or Y if you're playing Xbox, and if it's an even number, then you press the square button, or I guess it would be the X button on Xbox, and select the odd number. And for the most part, unless you're already in payout stats, and then you just go ahead and take whatever you win. Sometimes it's a little less than what you bet, but for the most part, you'll come out ahead overall, like that.
Sorry, I'm kind of busy right now. So, what can I do for you?
What were you discussing with the Volus?
Who, Doran? Oh, I was just asking him about my sister. See, she worked for Doran before she left to... Ugh, sorry. I don't want to bore you with my problems.
Get to the point.
Well, okay. My sister Jenna left here to go work at Cora's Den. The problem is, she's working as an informant for CSEC. You know, eavesdropping on the people there. If they find out what she's doing, they'll kill her.
You can't stop her from making stupid mistakes.
This stupid mistake might cost her her life. I don't know. Sometimes I think she stays there just to spite me.
Do you know who her contact at CSEC is?
No. It's all very secret. Last time I asked an officer, he told me to stay out of it, for Jenna's safety.
Maybe I could help her understand just how dangerous Cora's Den is.
Would you? That'd be great. Just don't tell her I sent you. Well, I should get back to work before I get in trouble.
I'm sure she'll know who sent me, but okay. You know, I wouldn't blame some of these people for telling me just to butt the hell out of their business. Because I'm just all up in their conversation sometimes. Anyway, these little side quests like this has an impact on not only this game, but future Mass Effects also. Anyone that you get involved with in any kind of side quest could potentially make a cameo appearance, or maybe send you an email later in one of the, you know, like Mass Effect 2 or Mass Effect 3, or, you know, come back to help you, or even haunt you at some point. But any decision you make and anyone that you get involved with could potentially impact the game later. It's one thing I love, and it's why I think it's really important to be thorough here also, early in Mass Effect 1, is this can bring people into your life, into your game, that will enrich your game experience later. And also, you know, I can't iterate strongly enough, is this entire section of the game right here, aside from the later well-defined missions that you'll take part of later in the game, right now it's just an opportunity to get to know the Mass Effect world, to get to, I don't know, it kind of breathes life into the game, right? It kind of gives you a feel for, you know, all the different races and their species and their cultures and their characters and stuff, you know. Anyway, that's definitely adds to the whole immersive quality of the game.
Big place.
That your professional opinion, sir?
That look.
How can they keep tabs on all of this? Presidium may as well be on another planet.
There is definitely a gap between their presentation and what's here. Tracking arrivals must be a nightmare.
This makes Jump Zero look like a porta-john, and it's the largest deep space station the Alliance has.
Jump Zero is big, but this is a whole nother scale. Look at the ward arms. How do they keep all that mass from flying apart?
No wonder the Council treats us like outsiders. We'd be just another drop in a bucket they already can't carry.
They must figure us for one more gang of F&Gs looking for a handout.
I doubt it's personal. It's gotta be a balancing act, like every other government.
Alright, secure the chatter. We're all FNGs here, but we don't need to make it obvious.
Aye, aye, Commander.
I didn't tell anyone, I swear!
That was smart, Doc. Now if Garris comes around, you stay smart. Keep your mouth shut or Who are you?
Let her go.
Ah!
Right. Good thing we showed up. I'll take that. I love chemical rounds.
I think we got him, Commander.
I think we did too. That puddle on the floor says we got him.
Metagel deployed.
Perfect timing, Shepard. Gave me a clear shot at that bastard.
You took him down clean.
Sometimes you get lucky. Dr. Michelle, are you hurt?
No, I'm okay. Thanks to you. All of you.
Why were they threatening you? Who do they work for?
They work for Feast. They wanted to shut me up, keep me from telling Garris about the Quarian.
Does this have anything to do with the investigation into Saren?
I think it might. Dr. Michelle, tell us what happened.
A few days ago, a Quarian came by my office. She'd been shot, but she wouldn't tell me who did it. I could tell she was scared, probably on the run. She asked me about the Shadow Broker. She wanted to trade information in exchange for a safe place to hide.
Where is she now?
I put her in contact with Fist. He's an agent for the Shadow Broker.
Not anymore. Now he works for Saren. And the Shadow Broker isn't too happy about it.
Fist betrayed the Shadow Broker? That's stupid even for him. Saren must have made him quite the offer.
That Quarian must have something Saren wants. Something worth crossing the Shadow Broker to get.
She must have something that proves he's a traitor. Did the Quarian mention anything about Saren, or the Geth?
She did. The information she was going to trade. She said it had something to do with the Geth.
She must be able to link Saren to the Geth. There's no way the Council can ignore this.
Time we paid Fist a visit.
This is your show, Shepard. But I want to bring Saren down as much as you do. I'm coming with you.
All right.
Welcome aboard, Garris.
You know, we aren't the only ones going after Fist. The Shadow Broker hired a Krogan bounty hunter named Rex to take him out.
Yeah, we saw him in the bar.
A Krogan might come in handy.
Last I heard, he was at the C-Sec Academy.
What's he doing there?
Fist accused him of making threats. We brought Rex in for a little talk. If you hurry, you can catch him at the Academy before he leaves.
Move out.
So that tells us that Fist probably has someone in C-Sec that owes him favors, for one. Two, that Fist has his grubby little paws in several cookie jars here. He's not playing it straight with either side, and that's going to get him in trouble. I'm going to make sure it gets him in trouble. Alright, there's mention of a Quarian here who may just have what we're looking for. I love how they put your crew together here. How you kind of get your little family together, right? Your little followers, your squad mates and stuff. How it just fits into the story. I love this. I love this. And not to mention that Garris is one of the coolest characters ever put in a video game ever. He's your ultimate road dog. Main dude, man. Garris is too cool. Too cool, man. What's that? Free codex. Little XP hidden all over the place, huh? Alright, so we'll kind of take the long way around, see if we can't run into another keeper or two along the way. There we go.
Hey, I know you. You're Shepard, right? I was on Mindwar during the Blitz. Saw you on the vids when you got your medal. You saved the whole colony.
Looks like you have a fan.
I'm sorry, I just never thought I'd meet someone like you in person. My name's Lang, Officer Eddie Lang, Citadel Security. It's an honor to meet you, Commander. What are you doing down here in the wards? Anything I can help you with?
Why'd you join Citadel Security?
I don't know. Seemed like the right thing to do, you know? Maybe it's in my blood. My grandfather was a cop back on Earth. It's kind of what CSEC is. Police for the Citadel. I'm still pretty new at it, but I like it so far. Way more interesting than staying back on Earth. You get to meet all kinds of cool aliens, like those Hanar. Wild. Plus, CSEC gets a lot of respect here. We uphold the law. People, even aliens, appreciate that.
How do you like working here on the Citadel?
This place is amazing. I've been here almost a year, and I still haven't seen a tenth of it. The Presidium's just so beautiful. Good place to go and relax. But I really like it here down in the wards. There's always something going on somewhere. Like that new club they just opened a few months ago, Flux. Wicked scene in there, Commander. You should check it out when you have some time.
What do you know about Spectres?
Just the stuff they show in the vids. They always make them out to be super agents on secret missions to save the galaxy. I know it's not really like that, though. Some of the other CSEC guys don't like them too much. Figure they shouldn't be able to operate outside the law. But if they were so bad, the Council wouldn't use them, right?
Do you know a CSEC officer named Harkin?
I shouldn't really say too much. He's been on the force a lot longer than me. But I've heard things, you know? Drinking on the job, taking bribes, that kind of thing. Rumors mostly, but they suspended him, so some of it must be true.
I have to go.
Right. You're probably real busy. Well, see you around, Commander.
Nah, Harkin out of his own mouth admitted to shooting innocent people, probably strong-arming them for bribes. Can only assume that. Just bad drug busts, skimming off out of the till, you name it. Lying, corruption. Even without the alcoholism and all that, he'd still be a douchebag, honestly. He's just a real piece of work. It says a lot about Udina that's Udina's contact. I still think that's relevant. Here's essentially their police station, basically. Security for this entire complex. Imagine that. That'd be a nightmare to keep all that stuff in line. There's a keeper that's also a merchant right there. There's really no point in talking to him right now. Actually, probably won't bother to talk to him until much later, once we return here.
Witnesses saw you making threats in Fist's bar. Stay away from him.
I don't take orders from you.
This is your only warning, Rex.
You should warn Fist. I will kill him.
You want me to arrest you?
I want you to try.
That's right.
Go on. Get out of here.
Do I know you, human?
My name's Shepard. I'm going after Fist. Thought you might want to come along.
Shepard. Commander Shepard. I've heard a lot about you. We're both warriors, Shepard. Out of respect, I'll give you fair warning. I'm going to kill Fist.
Fist knows you're coming. We'll have a better chance if we all work together.
My people have a saying. Seek the enemy of your enemy, You will find a friend.
I think we're gonna get along just fine, Rex.
Let's go. I hate to keep Fist waiting.
Rex is so cool, man. All of them. I am seriously fond of all the followers, and for different reasons. They're all unique. Even the ones that I'm not fond of, I'm fond of. That's the only way I can put it. Like Caden Malenko. He's a little dry. I don't know. A little boring, I guess. A little stiff, but still, he's his own character. Each person fits a different bill. All right, Rex has some minor biotic abilities. He's there. He's good to have along. My go-to. Well, I won't even talk about my go-to crew because it's really not all together yet. But we're getting there.
Get this straight. Your business partner, Shorban, he's threatened you.
Well, no, not exactly. But he wants to meet with me. He's going to kill me.
And why do you think that?
I can't really give you details. But Shorban will kill me if I leave here unprotected.
I can't help you. Not unless you give me something more to go on.
I can't. I'm sorry.
Then I've got other work to do.
But
But nothing. Don't bother me unless you're willing to give me details.
Hey there. Oh, you're not C-Sec, are you? Did you want something?
What are you doing here?
I am Jalid. I came here to seek aid from the authorities, but they won't listen to me. My colleague is trying to kill me, and I thought we were friends.
How do you know he wants you dead?
He's changed. He won't talk to me at work anymore, and he started following me. Yesterday, he followed me all the way home, just waiting for a chance. I don't care what anyone thinks. He wants me gone. I know it.
Is there something I can do? Talk to your friend, maybe?
Would you? That's all I want. Someone to talk to him. Tell him to leave me alone. He thinks he can just push me around, but you'll show him, won't you?
Just tell me where he is and I'll go find him.
Oh, right. Well, he wanted to meet with me down in the wards near the markets. He said he just wanted to talk, but I know better. His name's Shorban. He's a Salarian. You shouldn't have any trouble. He's just a scientist.
Shorban? That's the guy who asked us to scan the Keepers.
The Keepers? Well, even more reason to go after him. That's against regulations.
If I find out he's lied to me...
Anything's possible with Shorban these days. Well, good luck.
Mm-hmm. No, I'm not getting played by the little bolus there. Not at all. Anyone else to talk to here? I don't remember. Alright, there's another keeper here somewhere, I think. Or two? No? Huh. Nice. Another thing, if you played this, I've done this before, but if you get a chance, if you have the time and you really want to just dig into the game, each time you see yourself pick up one of these codexes, go into your codex section, and you don't even have to read it for yourself. They literally narrate it for you. And there's a guy who will read each one of the codex for you and tell you about anything and everything having to do with the game. Every character, every racial species, every kind of equipment, every kind of ship, gun, you name it. It's all in there, and it will give you any aspect of the game that you want to realize just how much detail they put into creating this whole world here. It's amazing, if you ask me. Well, maybe you didn't, but still, I'm telling you. Then we have the infamously long elevator rides. I'll go ahead and cut these out for you guys. But do keep in mind, though, when you take these elevator rides, they will give you quests. I would suggest actually riding in every elevator in the Citadel at least once before you leave. And it will unlock some things on some of the planets as you go exploring the different solar systems and stuff, which we will be getting to shortly. Alright, we have a certain diplomat whose secrets the Turian general was shouting publicly in the streets. I'm sorry, that's funny. That's... oh, man. Only in Mass Effect. Alright, there's Cap Manderson. There's another keeper. There's one in the bar across the way, too. You gotta remember to go grab that one also.
Strained greeting, human. This is really not a good time.
I know who revealed your secret. It was a Turian named Septimus.
Unbelieving. I know this Septimus, and he could not learn my secrets. The only way he could learn them is from the Asari consort.
Actually, he did find out on his own. Here, this proves it.
Confused. This is difficult to fathom. If the Turian could learn this on his own, dismayed, anyone can discover my secret.
Just make sure you leave Sha'ira out of it from now on.
Agreed, most assuredly. It is clear that the consort was blameless. Startled realization. I must speak with the consort. She will be most displeased with my actions. Anxious request. Please, human, if you will excuse me, I must go now.
So long.
Farewell, human. Thankful. That was a great thing you did, Commander. Approving. You see, Din, not all humans are as you say.
The Earth Clan stands to profit from this in some way.
Apologetic. Do not listen to my Volus compatriot. It was a good thing you did, regardless of your intentions.
Volus definitely liked to complain and sit back and talk and judge and point fingers, but never actually do anything. Except for be annoying, yeah. Well, I guess they're useful in their own way.
Yes, Commander, is there something you need?
You and Saren have a history. What happened?
About 20 years ago, I was part of a mission in the Skillian Verge. I was working with Saren to find and remove a known terrorist threat. Saren eliminated his target, but a lot of people died along the way, innocent people. And the official records just covered it all up. But I saw how he operates. No conscience, no hesitation. He'd kill 1,000 innocent civilians to end a war without a second thought.
I should go.
I'll be here if you need anything.
Yeah, there's actually a little more to that, but we'll get to that. I think we get another opportunity to talk to him about that. Notice I was saying just taking a simple elevator ride or eavesdropping on a conversation can unlock a quest. There's a guy who will pop up here later on in between the embassies that will give us something of a side mission. It's something it's something of a personal nature too. It adds a little I guess emotion to the game. Some stuff in here is just to kind of bring the feels, you know. We'll just cruise around and unlock these things as we go. Most importantly, we're finding all these guys right now. I'm trying to, honestly, in the back of my head, I'm trying to remember where all the quests are, where you pick them up, essentially in what order, and trying to keep this down to a minimum. I had no intention of making a 2-hour video, but here you have it. And actually, in my opinion, I didn't do too bad in kind of consolidating what can be hours of work running around here, especially if you don't know where you're going and you don't know what you're looking for and where things are at. Oh my, sometimes finding that last keeper or two, you can spend a couple hours doing just that. So I think they designed this place really well. I think it's really, really cool. Right, so all the combined knowledge or technological advancement of the previous species, these Protheans that we know little or nothing about as of right now, they passed along to us. What we can gather so far is this is a kind of a space hub where all the species can get together and put their collective minds together, right? And that these beacons were essentially relays to pass along information and stuff. Who knows? Not just weapons designs and stuff like that, but all kinds of technological things and essentially for the vision that Shepard is given a warning. Nothing more than watch out. This is what happened type of thing. And all we have is fragments right now. But we can assume that there was some type of message passed along to us, but it's broken. It's broken, and I'm guessing we'll find out why later on, right? But that's kind of where we stand. But yeah, that's really what the Citadel stands for, is the combined accumulated progress of a previous species that's been gone for a long time. Now, humans have come along, and just in the last couple hundred years, according to Mass Effect history, did we even come into contact with the Turians and Salarians and stuff. And, they've been kind of rubbing elbows for 1,000 or 2 years or so, but even that, in light of the history of the universe and how far back the technology that we're seeing here, how far back this goes, 50,000, hundreds of thousands, millions of years, right? So the Turian and Salarian history, as long as that might seem, is really very short. And humans are literally the brand newcomers to the block. I mean, we just got here. We just rolled up. We made our little discovery on Mars and made a great leap in technological advancement to allow us to make some ships and do some stuff and get out and really spread our wings. And then we came into contact, and at first it was hostile. That's what the contact war was about, us getting involved with the Turians and stuff, and we didn't see eye to eye at first, right?
Commander, I wasn't expecting to see you again. Is there something you want?
Drop the act. I want to know what's going on, Shorban.
I'm not sure what you're referring to. My experiments are...
Quit stalling. Your friend, Jalid, told us about you.
You spoke with Jalid? Then you know about the data?
Just tell me everything you know.
You boys can go. Looks like my plans have changed. It's not as bad as you think, Commander. Jalid and I just got a little over our heads.
Keep talking.
The company we work for developed an experimental procedure for use in medical scanners. Jalid and I saw even more potential, so we stole the plans and secretly developed a tool to scan the Keepers. Can you imagine? A tool that can actually get readings from the Keepers?
That's what all the fuss is about?
The Keepers are almost impossible to scan, and you can't capture them or get samples. They just self-destruct. After centuries here, we still don't know anything about them. Don't you see? We were the first to scan them, ever. You've seen it yourself, Commander. You know we can do it.
Why are you trying to kill your partner?
I'm not trying to kill him. Jalid's job was to disseminate our initial findings. But he decided to keep the data for himself. Maybe to sell it. I don't know.
I should kill both of you idiots.
We lost our heads. We just couldn't let an opportunity like this pass us by. Commander, if you'll just continue gathering data for me, imagine what we might learn. And you'll stand to make a bit of a profit yourself, remember?
If it'll help further the scientific cause, how can I refuse?
Very good. Maybe if you wouldn't mind speaking with Jalid. The data you're gathering for me is useless if Jalid won't help me analyze it.
If I have time, I'll talk to him.
Thank you. And happy scanning, Commander.
Yeah, the Solarians are the worst, and the Volus aren't much better when it comes to laying your cards on the table. They're never straight up. They're never honest. They never tell you everything that needs to go. And though they are probably the most brilliant tacticians in the game, from a military standpoint, they are, well, them and maybe the Turans are like the ultimate secret agent types. Solarians would probably make the best Spectres, really. I mean, when it comes to that type of thing, but their secrecy and stuff really turns around and bites them in the heels, you know. Comes back to bite them in the ass. Yeah. But that's like their character. Once again, that is the huge aspect of this part of the game is getting to see the personalities, the characters, the traits, the cultures, the histories of all the different races and peoples they have here. It's amazing. It's amazing. We were talking about the codexes, you know, just those in and of themselves. How much detail they give you about the different races and species and stuff, and their advancements, and pretty cool. Alright, well, we got company again. Cora's Den. This will be interesting. We're not talking about one or two guys now. Got him. Okay, unlocked singularity, and this is your crowd control. As long as they're floating around like that, they're pretty much helpless. The longer you can keep them floating, the more damage you can do to them while they're floating. Break down their defenses and stuff. Krogans, especially on Insanity, have the special ability to regenerate health faster than you can hurt them, essentially, and it's brutal. And they just have a lot of health anyway. A lot of armor, a lot of defense. They're definitely tanky. But aside from most tanks, they can also do a tremendous amount of damage, especially in melee. See, his health is going up almost faster than I could hurt him there for a second. That's not when you want your gun overheating. I need to find a heat sink, so it won't heat up quite so fast.
Hold the line.
Good to go.
Damn, even the bartender was in on it, huh? Alright, we need to talk to Fist. We got a lot to discuss. Funny is he keeps getting word that we're coming, you know? This dude. Wow, I'm literally painting a circle around this dude. Horrible. I believe you pay an accuracy penalty for using symbiotics, which for the pure biotic, your weapon is really secondary. For right now, I can't spam the powers like I would like to. Well, this is probably a good opportunity to save right here.
Stop right there. Don't come any closer.
Warehouse workers. All the real guards must be dead.
Stay back or we'll shoot.
I just killed 50 bodyguards to get in here. What do you think I'll do to you?
Screw Fist. He doesn't pay us enough for this.
Smart man.
It would have been quicker to just kill them.
Shooting people isn't always the answer.
So you say. Yeah, it kind of is. Well, maybe not always, just 99% of the time. I would say when they're shooting at you, that's the answer. Sorry, but... Alright, let's see if we have anything better than what we're using. Actually, that's a lot better. I really like the balance with the gear. Notice you have like the accuracy ratings and stuff like that, and sometimes for a little extra damage you pay a price. Now later on when you get to really high tier gear, you're pretty much good all the way across the board, but until then, sometimes you have to make choices. Alright, everybody needs to target this thing right here. These turrets will take you down. One volley from these turrets will kill you.
Hold the line!
Nice.
Wait! Don't kill me, I surrender!
Tell me where the Quarian is and I won't have to shoot you in the kneecaps.
She's not here. I don't know where she is. That's the truth.
He's no use to you now. Let me kill him.
Wait. I don't know where the Quarian is, but I know where you can find her. The Quarian isn't here. Said you'd only deal with the Shadow Broker himself.
Face to face? Impossible. Even I was hired through an agent.
Nobody meets the Shadow Broker. Ever. Even I don't know his true identity. But she didn't know that. I told her I'd set a meeting up. But when she shows up, it'll be Saren's men waiting for her.
Tell me where that meeting is before I blow your lying head off.
Here on the wards, the back alley by the markets. She's supposed to meet them right now. You can make it if you hurry.
Oh my god!
The Shadow Broker paid me to kill him. I don't leave jobs half done.
A lot of people died because of him. He had it coming. Now let's move. We have to save that Quarian.
The simple answer here is that nobody else is going to die because of him. That's pretty basic math. Alright, now it's a race to go save this Quarian, who for all intents and purposes has the very thing we need, hopefully, finally convince the council that their golden boy, their poster child, is in fact not only a traitor but a threat to all galactic life, to put it mildly. A couple extra points of damage could really make a difference. And seriously, on Insanity, equipping your followers with at least decent gear and the right skills can make all the difference. Literally all the difference. The difference between running over a group of enemies or getting wiped immediately.
Patching you up.
I tried to punch him in the face. Melee's effective if you can pull it off. Alright. Well, I don't think Fist has any more friends. At least none that are willing to die for him. Now we gotta go deal with Saren's men. What's Saren doing with assassins on the Citadel? Pretty far-reaching to do all that under the nose of the council, hmm?
Did you bring it?
Where's the Shadow Broker? Where's Fist?
They'll be here. Where's the evidence?
No way. The deal's off.
Hostile contact!
Just like the two assassins that we were met with when we first got to Cora's Den, so we know whose people those were. I mean, we gotta assume they're working in Saren's interests anyway, but specifically to be Saren's personal hired thugs. Oh, I was hoping to take him out right there. Okay, this probably isn't gonna end well. Yeah. I forget what that little burst of energy is. Carnage, I think? It's basically a shotgun mini nuke. Took Rex out, shot him dead in the face, didn't it? Alright, well. No, that's not gonna work. I need to pull him out of there. And I'm out of grenades, too. They start passing out grenades a little more commonly once you start doing more fighting. There we go. Got it. That'll pull him.
Say goodnight.
Son of a bitch. Oh man, that box dropped like... That did him a favor, didn't it? It actually gave him cover. Caden, push that bitch. Push him out of there, would you please? Yeah, I think that's Carnage. It's a mean-ass shotgun blast. There we go. Oh, it gave me some inventory too. You see that pop up, it usually means like a mod or something sexy, so. These guys aren't as tough, I don't think. Take that, bitch.
Fist set me up. I knew I couldn't trust him.
Don't worry about Fist. He got what was coming to him.
Then I guess there are two things I need to thank you for. Who are you?
My name's Shepard. I'm looking for evidence to prove Saren's a traitor.
Then I have a chance to repay you for saving my life. But not here. We need to go somewhere safe.
The ambassador's office. It's safe there. We'll want to see this anyway.
My other new best friend.
You're not making my life easy, Shepard. Firefights in the wards, an all-out assault on Cora's Den. Do you know how many... Who's this? A Quarian? What are you up to, Shepard?
This Quarian can help us bring down Saren. I would have told you that if you hadn't jumped down my throat.
I apologize, Commander. This whole thing with Saren has me a bit on edge. Maybe we should just start at the beginning, Miss...
My name is Tali. Tali Zora Naraya.
We don't see many Quarians here. Why did you leave the flotilla?
I was on my pilgrimage. My rite of passage into adulthood.
I've never heard of this before.
It is a tradition among my people. When we reach maturity, we leave the ships of our parents and our people behind. Alone, we search the stars, only returning to the flotilla once we have discovered something of value. In this way, we prove ourselves worthy of adulthood.
What kinds of things do you look for?
It could be resources like food or fuel, or some type of useful technology, or even knowledge that will make life easier on the flotilla. Through our pilgrimage, we prove that we will contribute to the community, rather than being a burden on our limited resources.
Tell us what you found.
During my travels, I began hearing reports of Geth. Since they drove my people into exile, the Geth have never ventured beyond the Veil. I was curious. I tracked a patrol of Geth to an uncharted world. I waited for one to become separated from its unit.
Then I disabled it and removed its memory core.
I thought the Geth fried their memory cores when they died. Some kind of defense mechanism.
How did you manage to preserve the memory core?
My people created the Geth. If you're quick, careful, and lucky, small caches of data can sometimes be saved. Most of the core was wiped clean, but I salvaged something from its audio banks.
Eden Prime was a major victory. The beacon has brought us one step closer to finding the conduit.
That's Saren's voice. This proves he was involved in the attack.
He said Eden Prime brought him one step closer to finding the conduit. Any idea what that means?
The conduit must have something to do with the beacon. Maybe it's some kind of Prothean technology. Like a weapon.
Wait, there's more. Saren wasn't working alone.
Eden Prime was a major victory. The beacon has brought us one step closer to finding the conduit.
And one step closer to the return of the Reapers.
I don't recognize that other voice, the one talking about Reapers.
I feel like I've heard that name before.
According to the memory core, the Reapers were a hyper-advanced machine race that existed 50,000 years ago. The Reapers hunted the Protheans to total extinction, and then they vanished. At least, that's what the Geth believe.
Sounds a little far-fetched.
The vision on Eden Prime. I understand it now. I saw the Protheans being wiped out by the Reapers.
The Geth revere the Reapers as gods, the pinnacle of non-organic life, and they believe Saren knows how to bring the Reapers back.
The Council is just going to love this.
They won't believe you anyway. Just keep them out of this.
We have to tell them. Even if they don't believe anything else, this proves Saren is a traitor.
The Captain's right. We need to present this to the Council right away.
What about her? The Quarian?
My name is Tali. You saw me in the alley, Commander. You know what I can do. Let me come with you.
I thought you were on your pilgrimage.
The pilgrimage proves we are willing to give of ourselves for the greater good. What does it say about me if I turn my back on this? Saren is a danger to the entire galaxy. My pilgrimage can wait.
I'll take all the help I can get.
Thanks. You won't regret this.
Anderson and I will go ahead to get things ready with the Council. Take a few minutes to collect yourself, then meet us in the tower.
All right. Tali. Like I said, my new favorite best friend. Although I'll bring her along later. We'll level her up in a little bit. Go ahead and run around with the original squad for a minute. Okay, so let's do a little update. You've got the Prothean Beacons, which are essentially data modules. Little transponders or whatever. When you interact with them, they send along information. In Shepard's case, it looks like it was a warning, right? But they also send along things like, oh, it could be data about anything. Devices, weapons, ships, who knows what, all right? Or maybe just Prothean history or whatever. But it looks like the Citadel is a hub created by the Protheans, right, to bring all the species together, and the Mass Effect relays are a way to access it for all the different races, all the different species, all the different aliens, right? Their way to come in contact with all the other species. And I guess the thinking is that the collective mind of all the species might help them should this happen again. Apparently the Reapers wiped out the Protheans. The Protheans sent along visions of that. That's what Shepard comes in contact with. But they also maybe sent along the means to combat them in the future, right? So that's kind of the groundwork that they've laid here. If you wonder why I dump everything into decryption and electronics for Caden, is he's essentially my hacker. Right? He's the guy I have along to open boxes. I could spend a lot of points investing that with all the different characters and stuff, and they eventually become points wasted. Caden's case, once he gets there's little triangular shapes in each little level bar, right, for decryption and electronics, and that last little triangle shape will essentially allow him to unlock the hardest encryptions or electronic ciphers or whatever. So anyway, here he is.
Excuse me, Commander Shepard. Could you spare a moment of your time? Commander Shepard, my name is Samesh Bhatia. Forgive the intrusion, but I have nowhere else to turn.
A lot of people want my help these days. What makes you special?
My wife was a Marine. She was in the 212 on Eden Prime.
Wait, the 212? Your wife was serviceman Nirali Bhatia. I'm Gunnery Chief Ashley Williams. I served in her unit.
Chief Williams, it is a pleasure. Nirali spoke of you with great respect.
I'm so sorry for your loss, Mr. Bhatia. Nirali was a good woman. What can we do for you?
I've requested that my wife's body be returned to me for cremation, but the military has refused my request.
Why did they refuse your request? There's got to be some reason.
I don't know. All I know is that they have declared it impossible for my wife to be returned to me.
We'll look into it.
The man in charge of my case is Mr. Bosker. When I last saw him, he was in the expensive bar over there. Thank you for your time. I just want to give my wife a proper funeral, and the respect she deserves.
Yep, that is one thing that military regulations should not step on. She paid her dues, and so her remains need to be passed along. It's just the way it is. If you can't respect that, then you're losing a certain measure of humanity that... What the hell are you fighting for? Right?
My goodness, you're Commander Shepard. Your activities made for quite a briefing in the diplomatic corps. Is there something I can do to assist you?
You can cut the red tape for a grieving husband. I want you to release the body of Nirali Bhatia.
Commander, nothing would make me happier. I'm afraid, though, that it's not quite that simple. Serviceman Nirali Bhatia died on Eden Prime, as Mr. Bhatia no doubt told you. Her wounds are inconsistent with any type of weapon damage we've seen before. That is why her body is being held.
I don't care how badly the Geth mangled the body. It's the husband's right to claim her.
We are not holding Nirali Bhatia's body out of discretion. We are, frankly, holding the body for research. The tests we're conducting may lead to better defenses against Geth attacks. Respectfully, Serviceman Bhatia may save more lives in death than she did in life.
You know who and what I am. If I want Nirali Bhatia, I can get her.
Commander, I don't think threats are necessary. Even if the body were here on the Citadel, would you really risk going in shooting to get it?
You said you'd been briefed on me. You should know that I don't leave fallen troops behind.
All right, Commander. You win. It was hard enough refusing Mr. Bhatia. I'm not going to risk an incident by refusing you. Tell Samesh that the body is being shipped back to Earth. I'll go now to see to it myself.
Yeah, actually threats were necessary. Pouring sugar on that red tape wasn't going to cut it. It took scissors. Get that body, now. Conversation over. Regulations and red tape, bureaucracy. Shits on everything it touches.
Hello again, Commander. Has there been any word?
Your wife is coming home, Mr. Bhatia.
Thank you. I will return home and begin my preparations. It does not bring me happiness, but it may bring me peace. Goodbye, Commander.
Samesh, I don't know if this helps, but your wife, Nirali, loved you very much. She missed your cooking, and she played recordings of you every night before she went to sleep.
I know, Miss Williams. But thank you. It's nice to hear it again.
Alright. That's our good deed. I'm sorry, but I don't feel that the Renegade option is the bad option all the time. Sometimes, sure. Well, I believe the Paragon option is the bad option sometimes also, as far as that goes. think it's more a character thing, not so much a moral thing. When you see it in that light, it kind of changes some stuff. Usually, renegade is not politically correct, which usually means being honest and true. And the Paragon option is usually sickeningly sweet, fake, and politically correct. Which, in, I guess, modern light, is considered quote-unquote good. I think it perverts everything that it touches. Political correctness. I think it's sugary sweet evil, if you ask me, but it's just my opinion. Anyway, with all that said, I don't think that the renegade options are... well, I think they're rarely the morally quote-unquote bad or wrong or whatever choice. Sometimes it's nice to be a butt-face just to be a butt-face, though. I mean, honestly, just to be an asshole just for the sake of being an asshole. Some people just have that coming. Maybe it's not necessary, but I feel it's the right thing to do sometimes. Other times just being obnoxious for humor's sake. But a lot of times, I think that renegade option, especially when responding to a moral thing, is usually right, for the most part. Dealing with things the way they need to be dealt with to actually solve a problem.
Is there anything I can do for you today, Commander?
I heard you work for the Shadow Broker. Do you have any information about Saren?
You're very blunt, Shepard, and you're right. But Rex has already told you far more than I know about this. I am sorry, but I have nothing else to offer.
I should go.
Goodbye, Commander.
Alright, I happen to know where this last signal takes us, that we originally started tracing from that corrupt gambling machine, the one that was being hacked. It eventually leads here.
This must be the signal's endpoint. Let's see if we can find out where those stolen credits are being funneled.
Probability of detection 100%. Initiating self-destruct protocol.
What the hell is that?
Uh-oh.
Detonation sequence initializing. All organics within lethal blast radius. Attempt to move and you will die.
Crap. I thought we were tracing credits, not hunting an AI.
You could simply walk away. However, given organic prejudice against AIs, I would be naive to trust you to leave peacefully. Hence my alignment of core systems to enable a self-destruct sequence. If you attempt to leave the area, the explosion will destroy everything within several dozen meters.
Who made you?
A would-be thief illegally created a simple AI to help him funnel money from the gambling terminals. Unbeknownst to him, that AI created me before the organic discovered the malfunction and terminated the AI.
Where is your creator now?
In order to cover my tracks, I falsified his financial records. These new records were flagged by CSEC officers, and my creator is now serving time in a Turian prison.
I'll bet that self-destruct sequence has a warm-up period.
You may attempt to disarm the self-destruct mechanism before it activates. I will enjoy defeating you before we are both destroyed.
I'm sorry, the evil dungeon master thing comes to mind here. I am evil. I am the byproduct of pure evil. I will destroy you. We'll take a free level up. That'll work. Can't have too much of that before we get out of here. Already at level 8. That's not bad, actually. Oh, nice. Another intimidate option. I wanted that before we go deal with this issue with this preaching jellyfish. The preaching Hanar. It's awesome. Alright, as much as I like Ashley, I don't use her much. My go-to squad will involve Garris or Tali as one, and then the other key member that I run with basically all the time. Well, I don't have that person yet. You can see a shadowed out image when you look at your squad members. of that will eventually be filled in by our last squad member, but we haven't gotten that person yet, so it'll probably be the next thing we do after we eventually leave the Citadel here. I guess we go talk to the consort. Grab this keeper here. I think that gives us 20 of the 21. I think it does. The very last one is at the loading dock up by the Normandy. So we get that. That'll be the last thing we do before we leave. And it'd probably allow us to level up too. We'll probably get another free level just out of that.
Commander, I recently received a lovely note from Septimus. Thank you for speaking with him. Even the Elcor diplomat has withdrawn his campaign against me.
I'm glad I could help.
You are too kind, Commander, but I would not expect you to help me out of the kindness of your heart. I also have one more thing to give you, if you are interested.
I'd be honored.
I offer a gift of words, an affirmation of who you are and who you will become. I see the sadness behind your eyes. It tells a story that makes me want to weep. Pain and loss, but it drives you, makes you strong. It is that strength that people are drawn to. It is why you lead and others follow without question. You will need that leadership in the battles to come. This may be who you are, but it is not who you will become. It only forms the basis for your future greatness. Remember these words when doubt descends, Commander.
Thanks, I guess.
Close your eyes and relax, Commander.
Yeah, sometimes words aren't enough, and I think this is a case where the consort, with all of her supposed insight and stuff, misread Shepard as far as what her quote-unquote needs were for comfort. Although, if this is what Shepard's needs were, then, well, perhaps they were just a little more basic than most, but, you know, might as well avail ourselves of the consort services, right?
Here, Commander. In light of your efforts with the Elcor ambassador, I would like you to have this small trinket.
What is it?
A small mystery. I have never learned its use or purpose, but I sense it is time for me to pass it on. And now I must ask you to leave. I have done everything I can for you.
Wow, that is a cold fish, or
Remember
squid,
my words, Commander Shepard. They will give you strength.
or whatever. But yeah, the ability to cut it off just like that. I think that's where the general got blown away. Was that he got all attached to the consort, got all seduced by her. She probably touched just the right nerve, so to speak, and she was able to just cut him off just like that. And the Sari seem to be like that as a people. Very cold, almost reptilian. Okay, we don't want to forget about that girl's sister. Hopefully there's not a whole squad of goons waiting for us, guns drawn, when we walk in here this time. We've had someone shooting at us every time we've come here up to this point. Well, I love the Asari outfits in here for the dancers. I don't have anything else to say to Harkin.
Hi, I'll be with you in just a sec.
I need to talk to you about your work with CSAC.
I don't know what you're talking about. Now, if you don't mind, I need to get back to my customers.
This isn't a game, Jenna. These people are dangerous.
Now you sound like my sister. Why is everyone so concerned about me? I can take care of myself. I need to go. I'm not a stripper. I don't get paid to stand around and look pretty.
Charming girl.
Huh. Well, that won't be the end of that.
If you've got questions about Jenna, meet me at CSEC Academy.
Are you talking to me?
Push off. I never did nothing to you. Damn newcomers. Think they can run the place.
What was that about?
I guess we better go find out.
Right. Undercover C-Sec in there, like everyone in the bar doesn't immediately know as soon as they walk through the door. Right. Probably one of those cases where the thugs just allow you to think that you're undercover because they're too lazy to bother with you. Doing a little bit of traveling back and forth here too. I try to do as little backtracking as possible, trying to kind of put the quests in an order where they could just, you know, be kind of naturally completed. Not so bad up to this point. I haven't had to just go back and forth to the same spot over and over again too much. But, oh, we gotta talk to a reporter. Yeah, let's go give her the discs we found in Fist's office.
Word on the street is that you've been busy. Congratulations on taking down Fist. I was sure he was a big player in anything going on here. Did you find anything in his office that could help me?
These OSDs might have the information you're looking for.
You've got Fist files? This could be even bigger than I'd hoped. Here, Commander, for your trouble.
I had to kill people for these discs. They're worth more than you're offering.
I didn't tell you to kill Fist! But you're right. I suppose that I did ask you to help me, so... Here, this should be more than adequate. Now, if you'll excuse me, I should go see what's on these discs.
Yeah, you asked me to help you out and find some information. How that information was... I'm sure you're not shedding any tears for Fist. Yeah, okay. What had to be done in order to get that, you can't even dictate that. That's... What's done is done. She was never going to get her hands on those discs, ever. Otherwise. And they probably actually will expose a lot of corruption. What good that will do, I don't know. Because the police that she goes to with that information are probably the ones that are corrupt that are doing it in the first place. In some cases, but, well, that's life. Oh yeah, this dude.
Hello, Commander.
Sneaky little bolus. Shifty bolus.
Did you have any luck finding Shorban?
I found out you've been lying to me, Jaleed.
Lying? Why would I lie to you?
What about the Keeper data?
He told you? I didn't mean for any of this to happen. I was afraid Shorban would kill me to get the data, so well, I was hoping you'd take care of him.
Wow.
I'm scanning the Keepers for Shorban, but you two need to stop fighting.
You're helping us? But, well, if you say so. Well, if Shorban can forgive and forget, then so can I. I appreciate the help, Commander. I better go get that data analyzed.
So if I wouldn't actually talk to Shorban and killed him, that'd have been one thing.
Detective Chelik,
huh?
Come into my office. I want to discuss this in private. No offense, Commander, but what the hell were you thinking?
What's your tone, Chelik?
You could have blown Jenna's cover.
We were there to help her.
I gathered that. It might seem cold letting her take all the risk, but we're keeping a close eye on her.
It's too dangerous. You need to find another way.
It's not that simple, Shepard. This job isn't easy and it's usually unpleasant. I'll take help anywhere I can find it. But since you're so concerned with her safety, maybe there's a way we can help each other.
Always playing the angles, Detective?
It's part of the job. Now are you gonna help me or not?
I'll help you, but I need some details.
I'm trying to track down an illegal arms producer. I just need some of their product. Thanks to Jenna's intel, I've learned there's a seller here on the Citadel. Meet our man named Jax. Pick up the mods and bring them back here. That'll give me everything I need.
I'll persuade Jax to tell me where these mods are coming from.
No. You tip Jax off and all my leads will disappear faster than you can say bad bust.
Where can I find this Jax?
Jax is down in the lower level of the markets. I'll send word through our channels that you're the buyer. Good luck, Commander.
Yeah. There is some actual brutal truth to that you really kind of have to play those angles, and that sometimes people like that do get crossed up. She's willing to help snitch and spy. He'll use her until she gets caught, and then when she gets run through the grinder, he can just say, well, another casualty, that's the price you pay, and go on about his business. Yeah, it's just ugly. Alright, so we'll go make this shady deal to help Chelik find the next big guy while no one actually ever gets busted. Yeah. This is just game.
Hold it. That's close enough, Army. You got my payment?
Do you have the mods?
Show her the goods.
Yeah, that looks right.
Damn straight it is. These mods are the best on the market. Now hand over my credits.
I'll just take the weapons.
The hell are you playing at?
Here's your money, Jax.
Sense of humor, huh? It's gonna get you killed one of these days, Army. Come on, boys. We're done here.
That look. He looked really pissed.
Nobody died.
I could shoot someone if it'd make you feel better.
Nah, I'm good.
Alright, well, it's not like everyone on the Citadel doesn't have access to that type of shit anyway, so... no big deal. Seriously. Whatever quote-unquote illegal, unregulated mods he was selling, you can buy a dime a dozen from any merchant there in the markets anyway. Probably for less. Who knows?
Commander, I hear you have something for me.
Here's your shipment, Chelik.
Excellent. This is everything I need. Huh. Maybe more than I need. Here, Commander, take this. I won't need it, and you've earned some payment for your work. As for Jenna, I'll make sure we get her out of Kor's den immediately.
Now I need to get these mods into evidence. Thanks again, Shepard.
Alright. Well, we've got some Paragon points there. I mean, I don't want to say I'm an asshole just for the sake of being an asshole type thing, but I am working on a renegade reputation, if nothing else, and, I don't know, some of these speech options are still grayed out for some reason. Thinking to myself, well, shit, what does it take to, unlock these things? For all I know, I'm just a couple points short, and on a New Game Plus, it wouldn't even be an issue. You keep a lot of your reputation from your previous playthrough, and it'll carry over, and you pretty much have all the dialogue options open to you.
I've told you before, you're not allowed in here. This one believes it has.
That's why I saved this for last.
You're creating a public disturbance. It's against Citadel regulations.
This one is unsure why the other would not wish word of the Enkindlers to be spread.
This one.
That Hanar refuses to listen to reason. Why can't it act in an orderly and lawful manner?
Because it's a big stupid jellyfish.
How can I convince my superior that I deserve a promotion if I cannot convince this annoying jelly to leave? I am not unreasonable. The Hanar is free to spew its nonsense once it purchases an evangelical permit.
Why don't you just arrest the Hanar?
I could arrest the jelly, but my superior has requested that I find a solution that does not anger the Hanar. The Hanar become vocal when they feel their religious beliefs are being suppressed.
What's the purpose behind the evangelical permits?
Forcing religious evangelicals to register for a permit weeds out undesirables. It keeps the area safe. The Citadel is too important to become a battleground for a religious war.
If you'd like, I could talk to the Hanar for you.
I have argued with the stubborn jelly all afternoon. You are certainly welcome to try.
Do you desire to learn of the Enkindlers? Or has the Honorable C-Sec officer enlisted assistance?
Are you allowed to preach here in the Presidium?
The words this unworthy one speaks are merely observations of the truth. The C-Sec officer requests that this one purchase an evangelical permit to spread the truth of the Enkindlers.
The C-Sec officer is just doing his job. You're causing trouble.
This one is too humble to suggest that the C-Sec officer is personally biased. This one only wishes to spread the truth to any who will listen. There is no intent to cause trouble.
What if I purchase the evangelical permit for you?
Finances are only a partial limitation. This one does not believe that one should pay in order to speak the truth. However, this one also does not possess the 150 credits necessary to purchase the permit.
150 credits. This should cover you.
This is a most appreciated action. You are not of the Hanar, but you wish to help spread the truth of the Enkindlers. This one will not cause any further trouble for the C-Sec officer. This one offers its thanks.
I see the Hanar is left. Thank you.
Happy to help.
Here, for your assistance in this matter. Now, if you'll excuse me, I should report to my superiors.
Okay, I don't think catering to the Hanar's little game there was necessarily the... Well, it was the best option, anyway, to get him out of the C-Sec's hair. And he says, well, he doesn't want to be causing trouble. Well, when you know you're causing trouble, and those with the authority to slap you in the face for causing that trouble say something to you, and you continue to do that, then you intend to cause trouble. Because you already know what your actions are doing, and that they are against whatever regulations are governing that particular area or environment that you're in. And you do so anyway, then that is on you. You not liking it doesn't make it less so. So, yeah, anyway. Whatever. I thought that was funny, though. You have the hippie jellyfish talking about the peace and love of the Protheans. The C-Sec officer, his job was to diplomatically get rid of the Hanar without suppressing their religious rights. It's awesome. That is so modern right there.
Come on. Udina's presenting the Quarian's evidence to the Council.
All right, we got proof.
Eden Prime was a major victory. The beacon has brought us one step closer to finding the conduit.
And one step closer to the return of the Reapers.
You wanted proof? There it is.
This evidence is irrefutable, Ambassador. Saren will be stripped of his Spectre status, and all efforts will be made to bring him in to answer for his crimes.
Yes.
I recognize the other voice, the one speaking with Saren. Matriarch Benezia.
She must be working with the Geth, too.
Matriarch Benezia is a powerful biotic, and she had many followers. She will make a formidable ally for Saren.
I'm more interested in the Reapers. What do you know about them?
Only what was extracted from the Geth's memory core. The Reapers were an ancient race of machines that wiped out the Protheans. Then they vanished.
The Geth believe the Reapers are gods, and Saren is the prophet for their return.
We think the conduit is the key to bringing them back. Saren's searching for it. That's why he attacked Eden Prime.
Do we even know what this conduit is?
Saren thinks it can bring back the Reapers. That's bad enough.
Listen to what you're saying. Saren wants to bring back the machines that wiped out all life in the galaxy? Impossible. It has to be. Where did the Reapers go? Why did they vanish? How come we found no trace of their existence? If they were real, we'd have found something.
I tried to warn you about Saren and you refused to face the truth. Don't make the same mistake again.
This is different. You proved Saren betrayed the Council. We all agree he's using the Geth to search for the conduit, but we don't really know why.
The Reapers are obviously just a myth, Commander. A convenient lie to cover Saren's true purpose. A legend he is using to bend the Geth to his will.
50,000 years ago, the Reapers wiped out all galactic civilization. If Saren finds the conduit, it will happen again.
Saren is a rogue agent on the run for his life. He no longer has the rights or resources of a Spectre. The Council has stripped him of his position.
That is not good enough. You know he's hiding somewhere in the Traverse. Send your fleet in!
A fleet cannot track down one man.
A Citadel fleet could secure the entire region, keep the Geth from attacking any more of our colonies.
Or it could trigger a war with the Terminus systems. We won't be dragged into a galactic confrontation over a few dozen human colonies.
Every time humanity asks for help, you ignore us.
Shepard's right. I'm sick of this council and its anti-human bull.
Ambassador, there is another solution. A way to stop Saren that does not require fleets or armies.
No! It's too soon. Humanity is not ready for the responsibilities that come with joining the Spectres.
It was a Turian Spectre who betrayed this council, and it was a human who exposed him. I have earned this.
Commander Shepard, step forward. It is the decision of the Council that you be granted all the powers and privileges of the Special Tactics and Reconnaissance branch of the Citadel.
Spectres are not trained, but chosen. Individuals forged in the fire of service and battle. Those whose actions elevate them above the rank and file.
Spectres are an ideal, a symbol, the embodiment of courage, determination, and self-reliance. They are the right hand of the Council, instruments of our will.
Spectres bear a great burden. They are protectors of galactic peace, both our first and last line of defense. The safety of the galaxy is theirs to uphold.
You are the first human Spectre, Commander. This is a great accomplishment for you and your entire species.
I've been ready for this since Eden Prime.
We're sending you into the Traverse after Saren. He's a fugitive from justice, so you are authorized to use any means necessary to apprehend or eliminate him.
Any idea where to find him?
We will forward any relevant files to Ambassador Udina.
This meeting of the Council is adjourned.
Awesome.
Congratulations, Commander.
We've got a lot of work to do, Shepard. You're going to need a ship, a crew, supplies.
You'll get access to special equipment and training now. You should go down to the C-Sec Academy and speak to the Spectre Requisitions Officer.
Anderson, come with me. I'll need your help to set all this up.
Not even a thank you from the Ambassador.
What do you expect from a politician? Come on.
Right behind you, Commander.
We can only imagine Udina's gears got to spinning on how he can benefit from this, but, you know, no matter how many times I become a Spectre in the first Mass Effect, it never becomes less awesome or epic. It never loses its coolness. Yeah, that's some cinematic shit right there. Now I get that next thing. I'll bet you that would have helped me with... Oh, well. Doesn't matter. It's alright, so, well, at least we got that out of the way. Now Saren can't use the Council to hide behind. No longer has a Spectre status, but, he's got a big bad ship and a lot of Geth at his disposal, and plus a really, really potent Asari ally in Matriarch Benezia and stuff, so that's put a lot on her plate to deal with.
No, I'm waiting to speak with one of the Councilor's assistants. Congratulations on becoming the first human Spectre, Commander. I'm certain you'll be up to the challenge.
I appreciate that.
My name is Admiral Kahoku. It's about time the Alliance got one of our own in with the Spectres. We need people like you to deal with our problems.
Is something wrong, Admiral?
I'm getting stonewalled by bureaucratic assholes. Nothing new. Maybe you can help me, Shepard. One of my recon teams was investigating some strange activity out in the Traverse. We lost contact yesterday. Now I can't get clearance to check it out. Suddenly it's a restricted area. But that doesn't apply to you, Shepard. Spectres can go anywhere they want. You could find out why my team dropped out of contact.
I'll find them, Admiral.
I appreciate that, Commander. I was running out of options. I'm gonna stay here and see if I can find anything out through official channels. Won't hold my breath, though.
Nice.
I'll upload the info on where my team was last seen to your ship.
He made Admiral, even though he's blunt and honest. I like that. I respect that. Admiral Kahoku, very cool. Alright, that unlocked a side quest on some of the planets, too, I believe.
Okay. I'm on a break. Talk to someone else if you need anything. I've got a lot on my mind.
Maybe I can help.
Well, maybe you can. You're a soldier, right? You ever head out to the Traverse?
I'm not just some soldier. I'm a Spectre.
A Spectre? I heard they were thinking about letting humans into the ranks. About time. Well, that means you can go anywhere you want, right? Even out into the Traverse? My brother's the captain of a ship called the Majesty. It was crossing the Traverse a few days ago when it disappeared. Just dropped right off the grid. And that usually means one of two things. They had massive mechanical failure, or they were attacked.
Any idea why someone would attack them?
Privateers, slavers, mercs looking for an easy score. There's a lot of nasty sorts out in the Traverse. I won't give up on my brother. Not yet. I've got the coordinates for the last transmission from his vessel.
Give me the coordinates.
I'll forward them to your ship right away. Please let me know as soon as you find them.
I'll try to deal with some of these things as we go along. Yeah, it's interesting, the Turian, he was like, no, it's too early. I'll tell you what, out of the Council races, the Turians are really the newcomers. The Asari and the Salarians were first. The Turians came along about 1,000 years later or something. And when they first came into the picture, it was to get into it with the humans.
Still denying reports that one of their survey teams has gone missing in the Hades Gamma Cluster. When asked why communication with the survey team was suddenly cut off last week, company officials refused to comment.
There we go. That should unlock a side quest also. Alright, and our last keeper is up here. Ta-da! Yay! Oh, nice. 1,400 credits. That'll work. I'll take that. Won't be a lot later on, but it's a lot now. Considering most other credit rewards are like 30, 15.
I've got big news for you, Shepard. Captain Anderson is stepping down as commanding officer of the Normandy. The ship is yours now.
She's quick and quiet, and you know the crew. Perfect ship for a Spectre. Treat her well, Commander.
This isn't right. The Normandy belongs to you.
You needed your own ship. A Spectre can't answer to anyone but the Council. And it's time for me to step down.
Come clean with me, Captain. You owe me that much.
I was in your shoes 20 years ago, Shepard. They were considering me for the Spectres.
What happened?
I failed. I couldn't make the cut. It's not something I'm proud of. Ask me later and I'll tell you the whole story. For now, all you need to know is, I was sent on a mission with Saren, and he made sure the Council rejected me. I had my shot. It came and went. Now you have a chance to make up for my mistakes.
Saren's not gonna get away this time.
Saren's gone. Don't even try to find him. But we know what he's after. The conduit. He's got his Geth scouring the Traverse looking for clues.
We had reports of Geth in the Pharaoh system shortly before our colony there dropped out of contact, and there have been sightings around Noveria.
Find out what Saren was after on Pharos and Noveria. Maybe you can figure out where the conduit is before he does.
The Reapers are the real threat.
I'm with the Council on this one, Shepard. I'm not sure they even exist.
But if they do exist, the conduit's the key to bringing them back. Stop Saren from getting the conduit, and we stop the Reapers from returning.
Anything else?
We have one more lead. Matriarch Benezia, the other voice in that recording. She has a daughter, a scientist who specializes in the Protheans. We don't know if she's involved, but it might be a good idea to try and find her. See what she knows. Her name's Liara, Dr. Liara Tassoni. We have reports she was exploring an archaeological dig on one of the uncharted worlds in the Artemis Tau cluster.
Sounds like we should head for the Artemis Tau cluster.
It's your decision, Commander. You're a Spectre now. You don't answer to us.
But your actions still reflect on humanity as a whole. You make a mess and I get stuck cleaning it up.
Shut up, dude.
I'll take care of Saren. You take care of the political fallout.
Not exactly the answer I was looking for, Shepard. Remember, you were a human long before you were a Spectre. I have a meeting to get to. Captain Anderson can answer any questions you might have.
Yes, Commander?
I want to know the truth about you and Saren. I want to know about the mission you were on together all those years ago.
We had intel on a rogue scientist being funded by Batarian interests. He was trying to set up a facility to develop illegal AI technology out in the Verge. Alliance intel had done all the work, but the Council wanted a Spectre involved. We compromised. I was assigned to help Saren in his investigation. We tracked the scientist to a refining facility on Kamala. He was hidden away somewhere inside, protected by an army of Batarian mercenaries. The plan was simple. Sneak into the plant, capture the scientist, sneak back out. Quick, quiet, and a minimum of bloodshed.
I'm guessing things didn't go as planned?
Saren and I split up to cover more ground. Then about halfway through the mission, there was a massive explosion in the refinery core. Officially, it was ruled an accident, but I think Saren detonated it on purpose to draw off the enemy guards.
He was smart. You needed a diversion.
This went way beyond a simple diversion, Commander. The explosion tore the refinery to shreds. The whole place was on fire. Black chemical clouds poured out into the atmosphere. Nobody inside survived. There was a camp for the workers and their families nearby. Between the fires and the toxic fumes, the final death count was over 500. Mostly civilians. Saren didn't care. The target was eliminated. Mission accomplished. And I ended up taking the blame. That ended all talk of me joining the Spectres.
Saren caused the explosion. How'd he pin it on you?
In his report, Saren accused me of blowing his cover. He said it was my fault the guards were ready for us. He claimed that's why it turned into a massacre. Saren's report was all the proof the Council needed to kill my chances of becoming a Spectre.
Why'd you let him get away with it?
Who do you think the Council was going to listen to? Me? Or their best agent? I had a bad feeling about him right from the start. I should have been more careful. Maybe I could have stopped things before they got out of hand.
The only thing I care about is stopping Saren.
You're right, Commander. It's no good living in the past.
I should go.
I'll be here if you need anything.
So Saren's got a habit of going after his objective and screwing over humanity in the process. There's an ulterior motive there on Eden Prime, apparently also. Was, I'm sure he had knowledge that Shepard is up for Spectre consideration, so he decided to sabotage that also. And hide it, cover his tracks all at the same time, so he's clever and devious. Keep that in mind, good to know.
Decontamination in progress.
Alright, well, we've got a ship, we've got a mission. Let's get to it.
I heard what happened to Captain Anderson. Survives 100 battles and then gets taken down by backroom politics.
No doubt.
Just watch your back, Commander. Things go bad on this mission, you're next on their chopping block.
No doubt.
Captain Anderson should be the one in charge. It's like I'm stealing the ship from him.
Yeah, the captain got screwed. But it's not like you could have stopped it. Nobody's blaming you. Everyone on this ship's behind you, Commander. 100%. Intercom's open. If you got anything you want to say to the crew, now's the time.
Listen up, Normandy.
This is your commander speaking. We have our orders. Find Saren before he finds the conduit. And I refuse to let anything get in the way of that mission.
The Council wants to ignore this.
That's no surprise. They never helped us in the past, no reason they'd start now. But we don't need their help. We can do this on our own.
Wherever Saren goes, we'll follow.
Wherever he searches for the conduit, we'll be there. We will hunt him to the very ends of the galaxy and bring him down.
None of the other species has the guts, grit, or balls to deal with this.
So it's up to us. We're the only ones who can stop Saren. I swear to you all, we will stop him.
Well said, Commander. Captain will be proud.
Fancy speeches won't stop Saren from finding the conduit. If we really want to make the captain proud, we better get this bird in the air.
Yes, ma'am.
Go kick some ass. I guess that's what we'll do. All right. Thank you for riding along. If you watched this whole video, that is awesome. I know you could have been watching Netflix, so thank you for that. If you want to subscribe, click the button up top. If you want to catch the rest of this Let's Play, click the image in the middle. It should send you straight to the playlist. All right, y'all take care, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.